Smith, Mom?
Hi, Miss Smith.
I'm alright. I never received paperwork, so how are we going to start a meeting with no paperwork? I never got paperwork.
Okay, let me be the first one to apologize. I was under the impression that you received it.
Who told you this?
Well, when I sent the paperwork that they requested from me, it was that all I was asked for was the meeting dates.
Who was they?
So
who was they?
That Mr. Ashton was the one that I gave my paperwork to.
Okay, I asked for IEPs. I asked for all those test things. I didn't receive none of that. Not one. Nobody called me. Nobody did anything. I have no messages on my answer machine. Nothing. I have nothing. So they're pushing for a meeting and never gave me no paperwork to even look over the IEP to see what my son actually needs.
I understand that, and what I'm telling you right now is this: because you did not receive your paperwork, I will be flexible. Like I'm telling you, we need to set that up. When I was trying to push to get that, I found out this morning that you did not receive that paperwork. Okay, so I do feel dumb because I apologize. I was pushing so hard for that.
Well, who told you this morning that I didn't receive the paperwork?
Mr. Ashton.
Oh, okay, because I left him he got the email I sent yesterday?
Yes, and that's what brought up the conversation. I think he was under the impression that Mastery, we forwarded I'm under the impression that my boss forwarded all of our information to Mastery.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I sent the email to Mr. Ashton, I sent the email to Mastery, Mr. Elmaki, Ms. Warbass, all of them, telling them I did not receive any paperwork, and also I was having a concern about my son telling me an old teacher left that controlled the school, and they're not getting no work done because everybody acting crazy in the classroom. He'll feel comfortable going to school, and then he's telling me this boy every day confront him with marijuana, and I'm like, how is he getting past with all this marijuana, and you get in trouble for a piece of paper that's in your pocket? So
you're right. I understand, but I want to first address to you what I am responsible for, because I feel like that will help your and I conversation, because I want you to know this, Ms. Smith. I appreciate you and all the effort that you put into your son's education. I deal with so many parents that do not answer phones, that do not return calls, and that tell me to my face when I finally do get a hold of them that they do not care.
Wow.
So let me tell you that I am happy that I can trust you, that we can try to work together as a team and figure out for Markel.
Thank you.
And I want to apologize if you thought that I had any other type of feeling towards you or Markel.
It's all right.
Because I hope that you don't.
No, not. I think that y'all being played like the user people. I think that you and Mr. Mertz is being played as the user people, and the head people is hiding their face behind it all. So that's what I believe. That's my way of looking at it. I just feel as though they're using y'all to do all the conversation, because I notice every time I send them emails, they have y'all to call me.
Right.
And that's what I feel as though happening. I don't believe that y'all have any sense of anything to do with it. I just think they're using y'all so they could say they didn't personally get the information. That's what I believe that's going on. And by me being sick, I fight this hard because my mom never fought this hard for my education.
And
so
like I said, I applaud you for your efforts. I really, really do.
Thank you.
What I can do is I can let you know that we did talk about it, and Mr. Ashton did contact Master and say, hey, Mom is waiting for this, Mom is looking for this.
But Mom about to call Mr. Elmaki right now after Mom get off the phone with you. So it's going to be no, I didn't know. Because I sent emails to Mr. Elmaki, Ms. Juarez, Ashton. I lost your email address. But I sent one to Mr. Mertz, Mr. Ashton, and Mr. Harvey. I sent emails to them.
Okay.
So basically, you really ain't in that email, so you fine. But the thing about it is, I did send it to them, but what I'm going to do is call Mr. Elmaki, leave several messages on his phone, and let him know that I need his paperwork as of Friday. So there's no getting around that. So if I look over this paperwork, I'll be able to say what my son needs.
Yeah, and that is the goal, because the idea of an IEP is for us to come together as a team, and we know that you, being one player that we need to get on our side. And if you have those resources, and if we can come together and figure out a solution to help Markel succeed, then that is what we need to do.
But see, I was told that basically y'all don't even have a therapeutic session in there. I was told by the lady from Mastery that y'all didn't have one. So I don't even know why he's in that school in the first place. All I told them is I wanted my son out of that school. Because I didn't think it was meeting his needs. The whole school setup ain't meeting his needs. Because number one, there's a lot of discipline going on, more so teaching. That's number one problem. And he need a therapeutic environment. And that's not what y'all giving him because he said he don't go to therapeutic classes. That's number one. And then I talked to the lady that do the therapeutic stuff at Mastery, ShoeMaker. She told me, well, Gratz don't have, Camelot don't have therapeutic in it at all either. So why is he going there? I said, thank you. That's my point I'm trying to make all together.
But that's my job. My time that I meet with Markel is the therapeutic,
He said he don't meet with you. So that's the whole thing.
And you know what, he may not say, if I don't sit down and I don't tell him this is therapeutic time, I say, come on, let's walk to my office, let's talk. And you will receive in that paperwork all the time that I have met with Markel and everything that we have talked about.
But he said he don't see you at all. Like, he told me he don't see you. And that's what he told me. And he's supposed to get 125 minutes of therapeutic for a week. And he told me he don't see you. And my son ain't lying. I know when my son be lying and when he's not lying. He's a straightforward person.
They get 150 minutes of group, which is GGI, okay? And the students...
He can't have group. He needs therapeutic by himself. His problems are not everybody else's problem. Everybody else's problems is not his problems. That's not going to work for the child. And that's something they need to know.
That is where you're getting that number. The 30 minutes individually a week, I can tell you, there is no middleman, Ms. Smith. I can tell you right here, face to face, I can tell you, I have the dates and the conversations that I have had with Markel over the past 5 months. There have been times where he's told me straight to my face, I say, come on back to my office. He goes, no, I'm not meeting with you. And I say, do you understand that this, like, if you refuse, like, you're refusing your therapy? And he says, yes. And he just sits there.
So why nobody never once contact me and let me know that at all? Because I never got one phone call about that. So my thing is, I would have encouraged my child to talk because it's good for you to talk. And this is what you need. This is what you're going to get out of talking to Mr. Martin. I would have did that, but nobody called me once and told me Markel refused to talk at any therapy sessions.
That may have happened once or twice. But what I'm saying is...
But still, if it happened any other time, I should have been notified. And I was not notified about none of those things at all. To my understanding, Markel was getting therapy and he was getting speech therapy and he wasn't getting those things. My thing is when I talk to Markel tell me, no, I don't see him. I be with Mertz. And he be telling me, like he literally be telling me. Like he tell me about the bull coming here with marijuana. He said this boy had 2 handfuls of marijuana asking me, do I want some? How is that possible in the school for that to happen? I don't understand that with all my soul. For them to find them 2 little pieces of papers in my son's pocket, and this boy got a pound of weed like my son explained it to be, how did he get away with that? And why does he keep on confronting my child, and then my child keep on telling him no? This is all in the email I sent yesterday. My son told me he just feel uncomfortable because, number one, people is in the cab with him, and he don't want them in the cab with him. He told me that. Then I'm getting a message that, is it okay? I told y'all several times I don't want nobody in the cab with my son because that's how I think my son was getting high.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but just like you asked me for paperwork before I can ask you to set up an IEP, I'm also going to ask you to understand that you're raising questions that are over my head. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying the questions, the concerns, the valid concerns that you are bringing up, I can't answer.
But you're the social worker. If you're the social worker, I should be able to talk to you about these situations.
You're right. But I don't deal with the cab service.
But this is a social worker problem. This is a social worker problem. You're a social worker. A social worker deals with those type of situations. So I think you do need to be involved and do need to be informed of this problem. I ain't saying you might have the answers for it, but I think you need to be known and notified about this problem because that's what a social worker do.
Right, and but what I'm telling you is this: I can listen. I was forwarded the email, so I am aware of your concerns. I'm not trying to disregard that. But what I'm telling you is,
you can't answer that question as of now. That's something you can't answer, but you understand you're informed of it. That's all I'm saying. You're a social worker. You need to be informed of it. I want everybody to be informed so nobody can say, I did not know. That's why I'm about to personally make a phone call to everybody with this question. So I'm going to
I understand that. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is, when I found out that you did not receive the paperwork, I said, you know what, right now, Mom needs to get the paperwork before I can set up an IP meeting. So I want you to understand as well that I am aware of it, but the questions and concerns that you have are things that you need to go to Mr. Ashton and Mr. Harvey with.
Mr. Ashton don't answer his phone at all. Every time I call Mr. Ashton do not answer his phone.
Okay, then the next person you need to call would be Mr. Harvey or Miss Walrat, because they're the ones that set up the cab service. And that, like, I have nothing to do with his transportation home.
I understand it, but in school, somebody's bringing weed to my son's attention. In school.
And you know what? I will address that and let them know that we need to be more thorough with our intake process. But I can also assure you that the amount of weed that it would take for 2 pounds to get in.
He said a pound. He said the boy had 2 handfuls. He said he had 2 handfuls of weed in his hand. And he was like, yo, you want some? That's what he told my son. And my son was like, he was tempted, but he said, no, I'm cool. Because he ain't feel like hearing nobody's mouth. That's what he said. I ain't feel like hearing nobody's mouth. And then that's when he said he don't like those type of meetings. So my thing is, how is this child able to get past the school doors just in this case? And it seemed like it's like, if a child is trying to get help and they telling this person no, and this kid keep on provoking my child, it's like it's trying to set my child for failure. Now my son has literally got the boldness to tell this child no several times. He said, Mom, it's starting to weigh down on. Like me and my son talk. And my son, as you see it, Markel, he's straightforward with his. He don't bite his tongue. If no is no and yeah is yeah, that's how he feel. That's how me and my son have open relationship. He tells me stuff. That's how all my kids is. They straightforward with me. If they like a girl, Mama like this girl, I feel like I want to do this, that. That's how me and my kids talk. So my son don't gotta lie about nothing. He's telling me I'm trying not to do it, but the way people coming to me.
I never claimed that he was. I was just saying that this is the only thing I can do. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to understand that I will do what I can do. But right now, today, in this moment, I can't really do anything. I can assure you that I met with Markel those times that I have. The paperwork that you will receive shows the date, shows the time, because I do those every week. It shows everything that you need to know, what we talked about. All that is what I can take care of, and that's what I can guarantee you that I provided for your son.
All right, so Mr. Ashton, mobile number is 215-670-8040.
Let me check that real quick. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still there, Mom?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so I didn't hang up on you.
No. Yeah.
670.
Yeah.
8040.
Yep.
Yes, that is the number that I have. I know that as his work number, he does turn it off at night, but when I left about 10 minutes ago, he was still there. So you probably should be able to get a hold of him right now if you call him.
Well, I'm about to call him right now. Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right,